Most problems don't continue because they're complicated. They continue because you keep negotiating. You explain. You soften. You hint. You hope they get it. And every time you do, you train people to ignore your limits. So today, I'm giving you one boundary that ends most problems. Not a speech, not a fight, a single line, and a rule behind it that changes how people treat you. Here it is. I'm not available for this. That's the boundary. And it works because it does three things at once. It's clear. It's calm. And it doesn't invite debate. Most people set boundaries like they're asking permission. They say, I'm sorry, I've been busy, maybe later, I don't know. That's not a boundary. That's a negotiation. A real boundary is not an argument. It's a decision. And I'm not available for this is a decision that covers almost everything. Disrespect, drama, extra work, manipulation, endless texting, guilt trips, emotional dumping, last-minute demands. Because you're not saying they're wrong. You're not attacking them. You're not explaining your life. You're simply removing access. And access is what people fight for. Now, the mistake most people make is they say the line and then they keep talking. They drop the boundary, then add 10 sentences to make it nicer. And those 10 sentences reopen the door. So the rule is, say it once, then stop. Silence is what seals it. Let me show you how this plays out in real life. Scenario 1. Someone is disrespectful. They make a joke at your expense. They push a comment too far. Old you laughs awkwardly, then thinks about it for hours. Or snaps back and looks emotional. Controlled you. Calm face, steady tone. I'm not available for that. Then silence. Eye contact. Move on. That sentence tells them, you don't get to speak to me like that. Scenario 2. Someone keeps dumping their problems on you. Every call is drama. Every message is a crisis. They want you to carry their emotions. You don't need to fix them. You need to limit access. I'm not available for emotional dumping. If you want advice, ask directly. Short, clear, done. Scenario 3. Work pressure and extra tasks. Someone throws last-minute work at you like it's your responsibility. Instead of long explanations, you say, I'm not available for this timeline. I can do X by Friday. Notice the pattern. Not no in a hostile way. A boundary with an option you choose. Scenario 4. Guilt and manipulation. They act hurt. They try to punish you with silence. They imply you're selfish. Here's where most people collapse. Because they fear being seen as the bad one. But Stoics understood something modern people forget. Your life is not a courtroom. You don't need to prove your innocence to everyone. So you repeat the boundary. I'm not available for guilt games. Then stop. No defense. Because the more you defend, the more power they have. Now, to make this boundary even stronger, you need one upgrade. Name the behavior, not the person. Never say, you're toxic. Say, this behavior doesn't work for me. So the full version becomes, I'm not available for this kind of conversation. It's clean, mature, hard to attack. And here's the secret. Most problems are not problems. They are tests. People test what they can get away with. They test how fast you respond. They test how much you tolerate. They test how much you'll sacrifice to keep peace. When you set this boundary once and you don't break it, the tests stop because they learn. Access to you has conditions. Now what if they push back? They will. Because boundaries don't offend healthy people. They offend entitled people. So when they push, you don't argue. You use the loop closer. I've said what I'm available for. That's it. No debate, no reopening. This is how calm authority works. You don't escalate. You don't plead. You don't over-explain. You repeat the standard. Now let's go deeper. Why does this end most problems? Because it cuts off the fuel, your attention. Drama needs your attention. Disrespect needs your reaction. Manipulation needs your guilt. Over-demanding needs your compliance. When you remove attention and access, the behavior dies. So, here's your daily practice. Today, pick one area where your boundaries are weak. Messages you reply to too fast, people who drain you, tasks you accept out of guilt, conversations that turn disrespectful, and practice the line once. Not with anger, with calm. I'm not available for this. Then stop. Let silence do the heavy lifting. At first, it will feel uncomfortable because you're used to over-explaining. But discomfort is the price of self-respect. And the reward is simple. Less chaos, more peace, more respect. One boundary, one sentence. Used consistently. That's how you end most problems. Without fighting, without begging, without losing yourself.